Have you ever felt like you give everything to people, yet they treat you as if you're easily replaceable? You stay up late, helping a friend, go out of your way for someone you care about, and still, one day, they stop calling. They move on like you were never there. And suddenly, a question starts echoing inside you. Was I ever that important? It's a quiet pain. Not the kind that makes you cry loudly, but the kind that makes you question your own worth in silence. But here's the truth most people never realize until it's too late. You teach others how to treat you by how you treat yourself. If you keep proving your value to people who don't even see it, you'll spend your whole life auditioning for roles that were never yours to begin with. That's why today's story is for anyone who has ever felt forgotten, ignored, or replaced. Because this one isn't just about self-worth. It's about learning when to stop chasing approval and start standing tall. There once lived a young woman named Arya in a small town surrounded by hills and open fields. She worked at a local cafe, quiet, dependable, always there when someone needed her. Arya had a kind heart, maybe too kind. She helped everyone, even when it meant neglecting herself. When her coworkers forgot their shifts, she stayed late to cover for them. When her friends needed someone to listen, she put her own problems aside. People liked her, but they never valued her. Every day, Arya told herself, if I keep being kind, they'll notice my worth. But weeks turned into months, and the same people who depended on her began taking her for granted. When she needed help, they were too busy. When she wanted company, no one had time. Still, she smiled through it all because she believed being needed was the same as being loved. Then, one morning, something inside her shifted. The cafe hired a new worker named Hazel, cheerful, loud, confident. Within days, everyone was talking about Hazel. The boss praised her, customers adored her, and Arya quietly faded into the background. For the first time, she felt invisible. And that's when the pain truly began. That evening, as Arya walked home under a dim streetlight, the sound of laughter from the cafe still echoed in her ears. Hazel's laughter, not hers. She felt a heavy stillness settle in her chest. That strange emptiness that comes when you realize you've been replaced in spaces you helped build. When she reached home, she sat by the window, staring at her reflection. Her eyes looked tired, not from work, but from trying too hard to be seen. Why does it hurt so much to be forgotten? She whispered. But somewhere beneath that question, another thought formed. Maybe it's because I forgot myself first. The next morning, Arya met her old neighbor, Mr. Bennett, a retired teacher who often shared simple but wise words. Seeing her gloomy face, he asked. Why do you look like a shadow of yourself today? She told him everything about the cafe, about how invisible she felt. Mr. Bennet listened quietly, then smiled gently. He said, "Let me tell you something, Arya. A candle doesn't lose its light when another one starts burning. But if it keeps giving all its wax to others, it will melt away before its own flame has a chance to shine." Those words sank deep into her heart. That night, Arya couldn't sleep. Mr. Bennet's words echoed again and again in her mind. For years, she had been giving her time, energy, and peace to everyone else, hoping they'd finally see her value. But now she understood worth isn't something others give you. It's something you recognize within yourself. The next morning, she went to work early. The cafe was quiet, sunlight spilling across the tables. Hazel came in, bright as always, greeting everyone loudly. Arya smiled at her, not with jealousy this time, but calm acceptance. When the boss asked her to stay late again, she said softly, "I'm sorry, I can't today. I have plans." The words felt strange on her tongue, but powerful too. For the first time, she wasn't apologizing for having her own life. At home, she began painting again, something she hadn't done in years. Her hands trembled at first, but soon the colors flowed freely, blending into something beautiful. As the painting came to life, Arya felt a quiet pride she hadn't known before. The next day, she hung her artwork in the cafe. To her surprise, customers stopped to admire it. Even Hazel said, "You painted this. It's incredible." Arya smiled. She didn't crave the praise. She simply felt whole. That night, she realized something profound. People can replace your presence, but never your essence. What's truly yours will never need to be begged for. Weeks later, the cafe hosted a small art exhibition featuring Arya's paintings. Her work drew attention from local artists and visitors. She wasn't the quiet, invisible girl anymore. She was someone who had reclaimed her light. And the best part, she hadn't needed anyone's permission to do it. Sometimes, life removes you from people and places that fail to see your value, not as punishment, but as protection. Losing attention isn't the same as losing worth. When you stop trying to fit into spaces that don't honor you, you make room for those that do. So, if you've ever felt replaced, forgotten, or unseen, remember Arya's story. Don't chase people who only notice your absence when they need something. Protect your energy. Set boundaries. Know when to walk away. Because when you finally stop proving your worth to others, you start proving it to yourself. And that's when real confidence begins. The world doesn't need another version of someone else. It needs you exactly as you are, strong, irreplaceable, and enough.